So what is up YouTube? In today's video, I'm going to be talking about a few tips for your UC application. So UCs are becoming more and more competitive nowadays, and to really get into one of the top UCs, you're really going to have to put together the best application you can. And I hope today's video can help you do that. So now I'm going to be talking about the extracurricular and awards section of the application. So here you have 20 slots to fill out both your extracurriculars and awards. Now this is a lot more space than the Common App gives you, which only gives you 10 spots for your extracurriculars. So because of this, I think a lot of people make the mistake of trying to fill out as many spots as they can because there is so much space. But always remember, for extracurriculars, quality is more important than quantity, and the admissions officers will always focus on the impact of your extracurriculars and not the quantity. So only add extracurriculars that you actually committed time to. Don't just add a bunch of things for the sake of it. It will actually hurt your application because it shows that you're not a focused applicant. Now another tip for this section is to try and list your extracurriculars and awards in terms of impactfulness. Now I know on the UC website it says that the order of your extracurriculars and awards don't matter. However, one thing you have to understand is that admissions officers look at many applications in a day, so they won't have the time to thoroughly analyze your application. So your first few extracurriculars are what will probably leave an impression on them. So try and list your extracurriculars and awards in terms of impactfulness. Now another tip is to try and make sure they're kind of related to your major, but obviously this is a case-to-case basis. Like let's say you're a CS major, if you're in a CS club, but then you also have like this huge volunteering project, obviously put the huge volunteering project first and then put the CS club. So now let's talk about the essay part of your application. So the UCs give you 8 prompts and you have to answer 4 of them. Now before you write your essays, I have one suggestion, which is try to analyze your extracurriculars and find the strengths and weaknesses in them. For example, a lot of my extracurriculars I continued from 9th to 12th, so the major strength was the commitment and the longevity of my extracurriculars. So I made sure to mention that in my essays. So try to find the strengths of your extracurriculars and mention those in your essays. Like for example, on the 8th prompt where it's like why you're a good candidate for the UC system, I essentially talked about how I don't quit, and then I connected it with my extracurriculars and how I committed to them from 9th to 12th and how I plan on continuing to do so. Now at the same time, don't only talk about your extracurriculars, talk about you as a person and how you grew over time and also your character qualities, etc. Now another tip for your essays is always try to choose the 8th prompt because there's a lot for you to talk about. And also, the way you choose your 4 prompts, make sure you don't write anything that's too repetitive, because you do have 4 essays to write, and in each one you should talk about something differently. Now that doesn't mean you can't talk about the same extracurricular, you can, but just look at it from a different perspective. Like one essay you could talk about how you grew as a person, and then in another essay you could talk about how the extracurricular nurtured your interest in that major, etc. Like that's just an example. I wouldn't suggest writing that exactly. But always try not to be repetitive. Try to write new things and try to make each essay different. These are just a few tips that I think can improve your application. I do plan on making a video just for your essays. So if you are interested in that, please subscribe and leave a like. Also comment down below what other videos you'd like to see, and thank you for watching.